Good day. Welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert BOBTV Brown. How you doing today? Well, just recently, some things have been happening concerning President Barack Obama. During the 2016 election, Bernie Sanders had this term called "Feel the Burn" that was resonating throughout his campaign. And boy, in this article, Barack Obama feel the burn. New book portrays Obama's surprise and charging at Trump's win. Now, what I'm about to go through right here, I suggest all you Republicans, all you Trump nut huggers and lovers, don't get so excited over yourself, all right? If you know what I mean. If you've seen the movie The Long Shot, you know what I mean. Don't go make an accident on your face, okay? Former President Barack Obama was stung and brooding in the aftermath of Hillary Clinton's loss to President Donald Trump, according to new sections of a book released next week, and partly blamed his former Secretary of State for the loss. Partly. Partly. She sucked. In new chapters of Obama, The Call of History in New York Times, the correspondent Peter Baker depicts the former president questioning his legacy and personally insulted that voters elect Trump instead of Clinton, whom he campaigned for heavy in the closing days of 2016. Now, what Obama got to fail to remember, it's up to the candidate to encourage somebody to vote for them. You can't be taking this personal, man. These people, you don't own these people. They're not part of your social club, and you're not their daddy. You have to give the people a reason to vote for you, and you were not running, bruh. Your time was over. You did your 8 years. It's done. So the person who was supposed to be your successor, you decided to go out there and campaign for her. When most presidents kind of stay out of the election when it comes to a brand new election, or if it's not the incumbent, when you have a brand new slate where 8 years is up and we got two candidates running, and one of the bottom line is going to be a new president. You decided to campaign for her, and we're going to see why he decided to campaign for her is because mainly he built this legacy. Not that much of a legacy. I do give him credit for the economy bouncing back from that train wreck of George W. Bush. But Obama was trying to protect that. And he felt extra insulted for the simple fact that Donald Trump, I don't know what to say about this guy. Donald Trump picked up on the birtherism. He didn't start it. The Democratic Party, DNC, Hillary Clinton started that mess in 2008. Republicans took it and ran with it. And oftentimes, Democrats will work with Republicans to stop somebody else from running. You don't think that's happening right now with Joe Biden and Trump? Both parties are trying to stop socialism from so-called happening in America. Even though Bernie Sanders is not a socialist. He's a democratic socialist. He's not a run-of-the-mill traditional socialist. Let's keep reading this. He was personally insulted. What are you taking it personal for, you man? How about the people may have been personally insulted, especially the black community, that you ain't do nothing for them? You hooked up the lesbian, gay, trans community and queer community. Is that how you say it? LGBTQ? Hooked them up, gave them some rights, gave them some benefits. Pushed to make it legal all across the country. Hey, and I'm not saying that's not the right thing, wrong thing to do, you know, but you push for that. That's good for that community. That community is part of America, so it's good for America. You the one went and bent over backwards. You were the deporter chief, but at the same time, you're bending over backwards to do whatever you can for the Latino community, but nothing for black community. You going to get mad, personally insulted. And I remember him saying that at a Hillary Clinton event, which Hillary was not even there. So that's what really gets me, how she trotted out all these proxies, including the president, who should have been on the trail. She's gonna trot all those people out to all these different places to try to stir up the base for her. When Bernie Sanders didn't have all these proxies going, he went to every last place he needed to go to talk to those people. Even Trump didn't bring out those proxies. Trump went to every last one of these places in farm country, parked his freaking plane out there in farm country, his own Trump plane. You know, that turned the rednecks off. Got off the plane and talked to those people there. Hillary Clinton was too prissy to do that. She's going to send everybody else to go do that. Had a cardboard box of her face on it where people can take pictures instead of showing up herself. She was too uppity to go to farm country. She don't like farm country. She married Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton moved back to Arkansas. She hated Arkansas. She's from Chicago, the upper echelon of Chicago, the rich part of Chicago. Her family was Republican, and I fell in love with this old fogey from Muskogee. Well, I won't say Muskogee, but Arkansas. And love is love. But she didn't know that, that this man was going to start his career trying to be the governor of Arkansas, and she being the first lady. But she played her cards and moved on up in the ranks, and here we are. Obama getting upset because voters would not vote for her. Again, let me go back and listen and say this again. He felt personally insulted that voters elected Trump over Clinton. You know why they elected Trump over Clinton? Number one, Clinton rigged the doggone Democratic primaries. You think people gonna just forget about that? Almost half of the Democrats was supporting Bernie Sanders, and the Democratic Party screwed them and cheated and rigged it, and you still expect them to go and support her when she was a part of that? She was spearheading that she bailed out the DNC. The DNC was bankrupt, and she gave them millions of dollars, and she pretty much took over as their quote-unquote political pimp and had them out there working for her, bringing in money. All that money going to her campaign wasn't going to the down ballot. The people who were running for state senator and local elections all over across the country didn't have the finance to fight their fight because all their freaking money was going to her, and we wonder why we lost the House and Senate and the presidency because of that mess. Yeah, you're going to blame the people? You're going to get personally insulted because they didn't vote for her? Why I'm going to continue to support you and you beat me like I'm a dog on the street? Look, you hit a dog too many times, sooner or later he's going to bite your behind. So why in the world you think you're going to think these people that Hillary Clinton was just hitting on? And you're going to get personally insulted. I'm personally insulted that you put this up here. I'm personally insulted that you believe that. But I remember you saying that in the speech. Remember this? Yeah, you said you'll take it as a personal insult if they didn't go vote out for Hillary Clinton. So in other words, you think this was all about you and your legacy when it was supposed to be all about the people. We put you in office to take care of the needs of the people. You took care of the needs of Wall Street more than you took care of the needs of the people. Again, folks, I give him credit for doing whatever he can to bring our economy back up from that mess. But a lot of reason why we didn't grow faster enough and quicker is because the same people who destroyed our economy, he put on his staff. He kissed up to Wall Street after his second term. That's why even though I campaigned vigorously for Obama in 2008 in Virginia, North Carolina, I refused to go and campaign for him because he sold himself out to Wall Street. I'm not going to do that. I was looking for a grassroots, for the people organizer on the field that's going to fight for working people. He didn't fight hard enough in 2008, 2010, 2012 came. He sold himself out to the Wall Street. You're going to take a personal insult because we didn't sell out to another Wall Street crony? Get out of here. Instead of Trump. I understand. You and Trump had this back and forth. This tit for tat. He tried to make a mockery out of you. You make a mockery out of him. Both of you acting like a bunch of kids. You're supposed to be the more dignitary and the more cool, calm, and collected person. But behind the scenes, you're doing all this underhanded stuff because you don't like Trump. And I get it. But your wife say, when we go low, when they go high, you go low. When they go low, you go high. Then you take your own wife's advice. Let me keep going. The stings Obama told staffer during the Oval Office meeting in the weeks after the election, a source told David Remnick of the New Yorker, this hurts. Now I know you Republican nut huggers out there love that. Ah, yes. Yes, me personally, I wouldn't have admitted this. I'd have kept this on the inside because I didn't need you guys to know this. I'm supposed to be Mr. Strong, Mr. Tough, Mr. Diplomacy, Mr. It don't hurt me because Trump is the president. Why should it hurt you? Your 8 years is done. You want to talk about your legacy. You didn't have that much of a legacy, dog. The only thing was the economy, which is a big factor in the election. Don't get me wrong. But you gave us Mitt Romney's health care plan. You turned the wars up from 2, 3 to 7. 90% of your drone strike program, majority of it killed innocent people. You, along with Bush, lit up the whole Africa on fire. North Africa, your own country. You let Hillary Clinton, you let her, a person who have no interest, no roots in Africa, very rarely went to Africa, probably a few times in her whole life with her husband and maybe 1 or 2 times as Secretary of State, have no interest in Africa. You let her convince you to allow her to go to war to boost up her record of terrorist killers because you got Osama bin Laden. Now she want to one-up you and get Muammar Gaddafi. You let that woman work with Sidney Blumenthal to assassinate that man. When she found out that he died, she almost peed in her pants, saying, we came, we saw, he died.
So, I mean, that is the land of unconfirmed.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
No, I'm sure it did.
You know, Gaddafi was a black man from Africa. Don't let the skin fool you. He was a light-skinned brother. Kind of looked like the former governor of New York City, Patterson, the blind one. That man came to the UN. He knew what the United States was trying to do. We told that man to disarm his weapons. You told him that. You said, well, Rafi, work with us, disarm your weapons, and we're going to work with you, and we're going to fight to beat out Al-Qaeda, Al-Nusra, and ISIS. That man did everything he could. He considered you his brother. He was open to love you. That man was in hiding when it came to all these other white presidents. He wouldn't even come out the woodworks. But when he saw this black president come up, he thought, okay, we got somebody we can work with. Just like half of the black people, majority of black people in America. Okay, we got somebody we can work with. And just like you stabbed us in the back by not doing something concrete for us, you stabbed him in the back, and he knew it because he went to the UN and talked about it, and everybody thought he was crazy. Yet, this regime change bullcrap still goes on. It's starting with Trump and this Maduro thing and Guaido. doing the same freaking thing. Trying to get somebody to disarm themselves and release their power so we can dominate and take over, mainly for oil. And you got to say this hurt? How about asking Gaddafi family what hurts? This lady's thirst for blood went into Libya just to get this man killed. Didn't have a plan B on restructuring the country, and now the country is a hellhole, and they actually got black men on the slave trade right now. Black men and women and kids. Because Hillary Clinton. And you endorsed that, and you gave her the approval for that. Yet you gonna get mad because Iranians didn't vote for you? American Palestinians didn't vote for you? American Libyans didn't vote for you? Black people from the hood didn't vote for you? You got to think about what you did. It hurts us. It offends us. It insults us that you got the nerve to be thinking this selfish about yourself. Sure, nobody likes Trump. But Trump promised to throw a monkey wrench in the system, and a lot of people bought that bull crap. Hillary Clinton was promising to do the same old bull crap of what I just talked about. Nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted that. And you got the nerve to be upset in this article. It hurts. This hurts me to see the man who mocked me for the past 3, 4 years, 8 years to say I'll run for president, and then he didn't beat you. He beat her. You the one decided to go ahead and support her. You could have threw your weight around a man who was willing and had the ability to beat him, but you didn't. You pretty much knew they were rigging this election, and you didn't do nothing about it. You didn't call it out. You allowed her to do this. If I'm not mistaken, you had that meeting with Bernie, and from what I was told, you were trying to get him to stand down, when you should have been telling him to stand up so he could defeat Trump. The numbers were showing him almost 20 points ahead of Trump. But no, you're going to choose the person who was 5 points under or a deadlock with Trump. He had a message of hope for everybody. He had a message of we want to make sure everybody get health care. It's a right. Everybody get the education you need. It shouldn't have to come out your pocket. This should be your birthright as American citizens. We want to raise the minimum wage up to $15 an hour across the country, no matter where you are. She talking about we don't need minimum wage. If we do, we don't raise it to $12. That's what she said. She the one said health care. I was the champion of health care back in the day. It would never, ever, ever happen. Who wants to vote for that? She spit out what she would do. We need to put some kind of firewall up in Libya. In Syria, and try to take Bashar al-Assad out. People are tired of that. So this ain't about you, man. People voted because they don't want her, and they don't want 4 more years of what you fell into. Regime change wars, making a mockery, making people pay for health care with the insurance companies, try to benefit and prosper the insurance companies off the back of people that's hurting and in the hospital and barely can pay their subscription. People wanted a change. And she was not bringing the change. She was the essence of the same. This stings. This hurts. Baker described Obama as a deeply skeptical of Trump and mystified at why voters chose him over the more experienced Clinton. You know why, man. Come on, man. Go back to 2008 and think about your talking points when you were running against Hillary. She'll say anything. I'm quoting you now, Obama. She'll say anything but won't do nothing. Who wants to elect that? Now with Trump, if people really knew Trump, it's the same thing. He'll say anything but won't do nothing. I can't say that about Trump. Let me go back. Because the things that he's been trying to implement is kind of like what you had, but you didn't have the Congress to back you. Yeah, that's no excuse, because you could have ran against every congressman that didn't back you and tried to primary them out of office, including people in your own party. If you had people in your own party that was not willing to go with your agenda, your job is to push to get them out of office, and your job is to push to get somebody in that seat that's going to follow your agenda. And you know this. And we thought that was what Obama for America was going to do, raise up little Obamas. No, you didn't do that. Think about your talking points, dude. How you went after Clinton on her record. Her horrible, terrible, disastrous record. Especially her support and her preaching on that crime bill. Especially her support and her preaching on the doggone Welfare Act. Especially her support and preaching for all this regime change from Guatemala, from Honduras, all the way down to Grenada. All this support, whether she voted for it or not, she voiced her support for it. And you wonder why they picked him over Clinton? Now, I didn't vote for neither one of them turkeys. Did you vote, Robert? You doggone right I vote. I found somebody, if I have to pull them from under a rock, if they got integrity, I'm going to give them a shot. If they're more smarter, more intelligent, I'm going to give them a shot. Both of these candidates lack integrity. Both of them was kids throwing shots at one another. He bad, I'm better. You got to say I'm better because you just as bad. And you are hurt because they picked him over her. Ain't nobody told you to run for her anyway. You should have been out there campaigning for her. But you just assumed that you had the juice that, if I go out there and campaign for Hillary, me, Sasha, Malia, and Michelle, and Michelle's mother, and Michelle's brother, we'll go out there and we're going to campaign for Hillary, and our message is clear. We're better than Trump. I got to do whatever I can to keep Trump from being in office. I remember you going on Jimmy Fallon. Was it Jimmy Fallon? Yeah, I think it was Jimmy Fallon. And you did the thing about the phone call. And you said, you'll never be President Trump. I understand. You just knew that Hillary was going to win. You just knew that every person not touched. See, you're not Oprah. See, usually when Oprah touches something, it turns into gold. When she gets her endorsement, it turns into gold. Right now, lately, it's been turning into crap. Just because you President Obama and your popularity is polling well with Democrats don't mean it's polling well with independents and Republicans, and that's what it takes to win the election. The independents who got screwed by you twice, and they wasn't going to get screwed by you a third term if you won, and they definitely wasn't going to support Hillary Clinton. They'd rather take their shot or their chance on this nut wing. Yeah, I call him that. And I'm going to tell you why I call him that. Because some of my closest buddies are the Central Park Five boys. And Trump always want to use a tragedy to make an opportunity for himself. The way he treated them boys was wrong. I'm getting off subject. It's just like how he got excited when the World Trade Towers went down. He was excited that his didn't go down, and all of a sudden his building became to be the tallest building in Lower Manhattan. And instead of, he was proud of that fact. Well, let me get back on this. Baker described Obama was deeply skeptical of Trump and mystified at why voters chose Trump over the more experienced Clinton. Experienced where, dude? She did 2 freaking years as Secretary of State. 4 years. I don't think she did 4 years. as Secretary of State. The Senate seat that she won in New York was an open seat. My frog could have ran for that seat and won. I could have ran for that seat and won. There was nobody else significant in Westchester County. I'm not too far from Westchester County myself. That's the seat she ran. And all she did was Republican vote, 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 vote the whole time she was here. So what experience? She flew around the world and talked to some Saudis, Benjamin Netanyahu, a couple other world leaders. Her experience was calling for a war over Libya and a war over Syria to do regime change and to turn them places into a failed state. Why? Because you want to have a record of having 2 so-called dictators killed and being able to open up the region to do business with their oil and gold and resources. As your girl. That's one you were trying to get to run for office. Man, go ahead with this stuff, man. I'm deeply hurt that they picked him. No, you hurt because that man joked you down. Clinton didn't joke you down in your face, but she was joking you down all behind your back. And it's documented. Just like this is being documented in this book, it's documented in a book too. And go ahead and read Donna Brazil's book. You know, one time she called Donna Brazil a water buffalo, threw a glass of water at her, barely missed her. It's allegedly now. Call her a water buffalo. Here this woman doing whatever he can, getting involved with cheating to get debate questions to her along with Roland Martin. Don't let me get on him. So all behind that time, Hillary Clinton could not stand Obama. Obama is just like Bernie Sanders. You're trying to steal my dream. You're trying to steal my calling. You're trying to steal what belongs to me. I am the chosen one. Barack Obama came and messed it up. Now Bernie Sanders came and messed it up. You think she's talking nice about you? The only reason she giggled and kissed with you and got real close to you because she needed your endorsement to run in 2016. And you gave it to her. And now you hurt. You hurt. And she deranged. She don't know what happened. She blaming everything from illegal aliens from outer space, all the way to Russians. With no evidence. Now, Baker writes that Obama and some of his aides faulted Clinton in her campaign's decision for the outcome, which shocked the president. I don't know why Obama is shocked. You're supposed to be the president, Obama. You can't get so close to your staff to the point where you're in denial of their record. You knew when you came into this race in 2008 how horrible her record was. And just because she was your Secretary of State for what? Maybe 3 years, she dropped out because she had a brain issue. Remember, she had to leave the office because she had brain issues. But she's supposed to be the most qualified and the most healthiest person, but she got brain issues. So she stepped out. All she was doing was regrouping herself so she can run in 2016. Waiting her turn. You know that she is not the one. It's just like I'm telling people today. Biden ain't the one. Biden dropped out early in both his races. Heck, if Biden could run for a third time, Hillary Clinton might well run for a third time. Both of them will lose to Trump because independents don't like her. And right now, Biden don't have a plan to do anything for black people. And this no tangible, no vote thing is real. And how you think you're going to beat Trump and you won't even make it in the Democratic primaries? because he who has the support of the black vote will win. Now, the thing about Bernie Sanders, he took a lot of the black vote from her. I was one of the ones that was on Team Bernie. I was a black man for Bernie. Was. WAS, not now. Let me get back to this. Obama and some of his aides faulted Clinton, as you should, and her campaign decision for the outcome. And you should. Which shocked the president. To Obama and his team, however, real blame lay squarely with Clinton, and it should. Baker writes in the book, she was the one who could not translate his strong record and healthy economy into a winning message. Well, the message isn't all that strong. The economy was strong, and she could not relay that message because it were her principles, her participating in these trade deals, her husband participating in these trade deals. Obama was nowhere around during that time. He was working in Chicago as a community organizer, and so he is not at fault for the horrible economy of the Midwest. But she was. That's why she would not go there, because she was too ashamed to go to the Midwest. She'll send anybody, Bernie, she'll send Obama, she'll send Elizabeth Warren, whoever. She ain't going because she couldn't stomach the fact that she ride around in the car, in the plane, and see that area right there. She would know that it was her and her husband that did that to their region. All right, to Obama and his team, however, the real blame lay squarely with Clinton. Baker writes in the book, she was the one who could not translate his strong record and healthy economy into a winning message. She didn't want to. You want to know how Hillary Clinton is? Once she's getting in charge, everybody kiss my behind. It's my way or the highway. So even though Obama probably was trying to help her with the message, she's like, I'm winning. I don't need you. I don't even need Bill. I just need y'all to take my message instead of sitting there and learning from people who won like her husband, people who won like Barack Obama. Winners. Even old Joe got a history of winning his election. She ain't got no history of winning no elections. Secretary of State is not an election. It's a cabinet position. You don't win that. And like I said, her position in Westchester County for the Senate, she ain't had no competition for that. The true competition with that was John F. Kennedy Jr., who happened to die in a plane crash before she ran for that office. She was the one who could not translate his strong record. Strong record. All right, never mind that Trump essentially ran the same playbook against Clinton that Obama did 8 years ago, portray her as a corrupt exemplar of the status quo. She brought many of her troubles to herself. You want to know why? You want to know why she brought many of these troubles to herself? Because she is a corrupt exemplar of the status quo. It's a matter of record. That's why people go out here and blindly vote and don't look at the record. They got this figment of imagination of a person based on TV and thinking they're that strong because the television portrayed them to be that strong. You're watching a freaking movie or something on TV, but if you really go back and look at that person's record, you're going to find out they're weak as sauce. She's not that strong, dog. She is not the most qualified in the history of historical runs that ever existed in the United States. Barack Obama, I don't know who told you that lie. Steer his Vice President Joe Biden away from the 2016 bid, which he was right to do that because Clinton probably could. Clinton, I could say, was a little bit more qualified than Joe Biden. Now, like I said, you when it comes to running for office, you can listen to Joe Biden because Joe Biden won more Senate seats than Hillary. Hillary's seat was pretty much open. Didn't really have any competition. That's not a legacy, to be able to just take a seat because my name is Clinton. I'm on the top 2 in the Clinton machine. Joe Biden, on the other hand, him running in 2016 would have been just as dumb, because even though Hillary Clinton said super predator at a speech, Joe Biden said it as he was trying to sell that crime bill over and over again while he was selling the crime bill that he crafted. Hillary Clinton preached why you should sign the crime bill. Joe Biden actually wrote the crime bill that disproportionately put blacks in jail in a heavier number than any other color over something stupid and standing next to somebody who got some weed in their pocket and you don't even know them, and they're going to throw you in the jail. And if this is your third strike, forget about it, dog. You ain't coming out. What? I don't know this dude. Yeah, sure you don't know him. I don't. Tell that to the judge. This is the pop. Let me keep going. Obama woke up on election night convinced, like most of the country. I wasn't. I say either way we were screwed. Either way we screwed, because Trump is the ugliness up front of his stupidity as an elected official. First time though. Got to give him credit for that. He don't know what the hell he's doing because he don't know what the hell he's doing. Hillary Clinton would have been out there just making all kind of mess, and she know what the hell she's doing. It's a big difference. On election night, Obama was woke up convinced, like most of the country, that he would not be handing the nuclear football over to Donald Trump, Baker Rice. The reality TV star he thought was a joke. No way America would turn to him. You thought he was a joke. You didn't take him serious. I kept saying, a lot of other content providers kept saying, the news was laughing. I kept saying, do not laugh at this dude, because this dude is a fake populist. And this dude has taken, since y'all screwed Bernie Sanders out of the election, the man who really had the power to win, and because Bernie Sanders sat there and let him stab him in the back and say push the knife even further in my back and wouldn't even challenge him, because he did this stupid move and because the Democratic Party did this stupid move, I kept saying, do not sleep. Do not assume that Hillary Clinton gonna get this because she's a Clinton. People are easy to look at people's records now. They can pull it up online. They can see your voting record. They can see where your money is coming from. Don't you dare think that this will not play a factor. Don't you dare think that Trump and this line, I'm a billionaire, I done it all, I don't need this, but I'm doing this for you. Don't believe that people won't bite that apple. Don't believe that people ain't gonna, the fish is out there is not gonna snap on that hook with the worm. I kept telling y'all, I said to sleep on this man is a big mistake, because how he's running, where he's going, the image he's portraying, because television is all about imagery. And if my image can outshine your image, I'm going to win. And that's exactly what happened. Even to this day, if Hillary Clinton decided to run, we're going to get Trump another 4 years. Now Biden is in the mix. If they screw Bernie again, and Bernie probably will let him. He already said that if they screw me, pretty much, this is pretty much what he said. If they screw me, I'm going to support the nominee. He already said, instead of saying, screw them all. If I find out they're screwing me, I have no choice but to run as an independent and save this country. Because now both of them are out of hand. They ain't going to do that because they take too much guts, and he ain't got that kind of guts. I'm sorry to tell you, but he ain't. He don't have it. On election night, Obama was watching a movie in the White House theater when troubling signs began to emerge. I guess he had to get his mind off it because, look, I think I built a legacy. I think I made America look great. I think I am the example of America having a beautiful look in this world. But here comes Mr. Ugly with his ugly views, challenging the person who I need to continue my legacy. Let me tell you something. Hillary Clinton was not going to continue your legacy either. Just like Trump, who is her best friend, they're close, their family is close, they do everything together. Don't let them fool you. You think she was going to keep your agenda alive? You think she was going to keep your legacy? Nah, she's going to go in there and build her own, and it's not going to be off yours. She's going to come in there saying, this is how it should be done, because my style is identical to none. So as the sign began to emerge, Barack Obama said, According to the First Lady, Michelle Obama memoirs, results in Florida are looking kind of strange. In public during the aftermath of Trump's victory, Obama adopted a resolute attitude and worked to facilitate a smooth transition to the Republican administration. During their post-election meeting in the Oval Office, the first time they'd ever met, Obama told reporters he was encouraged. He was embarrassed. But privately, Baker writes, Obama seemed mystified by the encounter. In other words, he was still shocked. What in the world happened? What happened? As my man JT Jamal Thomas would say. At various points through the meeting, he told aides, Trump kept steering the conversation back to the size of his campaign rallies. That's the megalomaniac, that's the narcissist in Trump. He feel that I'm more successful, I made more money, my rally's gonna be bigger than yours. Dude, there's no way your rallies were bigger than Obama's. Well, let's say the campaign, let's say the election rally. It's nowhere near Bernie Sanders. May have been bigger than Trump. And I mean bigger than Hillary's. And bigger than Biden's. But let me say this. Trump had some huge campaign rallies, huge. He could draw huge crowds, and so could Obama, so could Bill, so could Bernie Sanders. Hillary Clinton could not. Hillary Clinton could not even fill a high school gymnasium. And when she was coming to some kind of high school, it was cold as ice, dead as a doornail. No excitement, no fire, no passion, none of that. How do you know, Rob? Because I've been to everybody's rally when they had one in New York City. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, you name it, I've been to their rallies. Hillary Clinton could not draw big crowds. Trump said Hillary Clinton could not draw a big crowd. Baker writes, citing recollection contained in the former Obama foreign policy aide in Ben Rose's book. Later, Baker recounts Obama's second guessing his progressive approach to the presidency as his own administration was winding down. What if we're wrong? Baker recalls Obama asking his aides, citing Rose, maybe we pushed too far. Obama did not seem convinced. Baker's right. Sometimes, he said, I wonder whether I was 10 or 20 years too early. So in other words, and this is the end of the story. Here's the deal. Obama campaign was not 20 years too early. It was right on time. At 2008, it was a good campaign. It was reminiscing to Bernie Sanders. It was the first time a presidential candidate harnessed the use of social media to reach out to everybody. We had Obama block parties. We had Obama house parties. We got together, man. We had, Bernie Sanders was doing this too. Clinton didn't have that. She couldn't have no block party, man. Most of the people 65 years old and older. Just like Joe Biden. Joe Biden ain't having no real deal block parties. Most of the people who are supporting them are 45 and up. And they're either elderly women, as older women or older black, white and older black, and older Hispanic. And he's even losing that. And what they're trying to tell you, they're cooking up the numbers. They're saying Biden leads among black women, but they don't put among black women 45 and up. They just say above black women. They, on purpose, try to spin a narrative, manufacturing dissent to have people believe that Biden is the hot ticket. They did the same thing with Clinton and the delegates and the super delegate counts. They will put that number up there as if they already voted, and you should ever do that, because that's what you call stifling encouragement to go vote. It's called voter suppression. Voter suppression isn't just somebody passing laws to stop you from voting. Voting pressure are tactics that are being used in the media or used by a campaign team to make you think that it's over with. You don't need, it's over with. It's so over with. Either you're going to support this person or you're not going to support them at all, or you're not going to vote. No, dude, I'm still in this race. What you talking about? We got 6 more months to go. We got another year to go. So Obama was not ahead of his time. He was right on time. The problem was, once he got in office, he got cocky, he got arrogant. He was like, he sounded just like Trump. We won. We got the House. We got the Senate. No different from Trump. He just said it prettier. Oh, well, when you win the House and Senate, you get to call the shots. And we're calling the shots on this one. Trump says something ugly. You know, I beat the Democrats and Republicans, and they bunch of fake news and all that, and me and Mitch McConnell and Eddie Munster, what's his name, Paul Ryan. We made it clear that we're going to stop these Democrats. See, he said it in a nasty way. Obama said it in a beautiful way. Same freaking message. The thing is, Hillary Clinton was out of her time. Her time was gone. It was over. It was done. Populism and running a populist message and having a platform where you're going to do things to serve people instead of you asking people to serve you for votes. That you systematically sit down and let people see the things that you want to do, that you take time to listen to the things that they want done, take time to listen to the things they want done, put it in your platform and make it happen. That's what Obama did in 2008. He didn't do it in 2012. He did not blow Mitt Romney away like he blew John McCain away. And for Hillary Clinton to get back on this presidential bandwagon and run the opposite direction of populism and go to pretty much corporate Democrat, central Democrat, blue dog Democrat, lightweight Republicans, I can't even say it. She was nothing but a male version of Joe Donnelly, or the female version of Joe Donnelly, or the female version of your boy in West Virginia. And Biden is doing the same thing. Bernie Sanders is a populist. He has a populist message. He has a platform that's winning and resonating, not just in Democrats, not just with independents, but with Republicans too. And the thing is, if he can get over that hump and get in the general, he will obliterate Trump. The numbers showing it, the message showing it, and the bottom line is independents are leaning toward the platform of Bernie Sanders, not the message of Donald Trump. Donald Trump platform is not that hot. It doesn't lift up Americans that's under middle class and lower class. It doesn't. It's just the wealthy class. His policies. Bernie Sanders' policies do a little different. Everybody else is trying to copy his policies. One thing thou lacketh is that black agenda, and that is going to stop him. That has the potential to stop him from winning the primaries, especially when all the primaries, majority of them are closed primaries. And it's not that blacks wouldn't vote for Bernie Sanders. Blacks not going to vote for Bernie Sanders if Bernie Sanders don't take time out, listen to black people's needs, get a pen and paper, write it down, let us tell you what we feel need to be done in the black community, and you get a team to implement that with your approval. Yeah, it's getting that strong, people. Blacks ain't just moseying along. We got to have you. You're going to like Trump. We've been dealing with Trump for all our lives. We've been dealing with people like Bull Connor and all that. Racist white people in power is nothing new, people. We're tuned to it. We're immune to it. We know how to deal with it, but we're not going to just let y'all just throw anything in there that ain't going to have our best interests at heart, just like you ain't going to let just anybody who not going to have your best interests at heart if you're struggling with Medicare or Medicaid, or you don't have the money to pay for that medicine, or you don't have the money to do that procedure. You're not just going to vote somebody that ain't going to help you out in that situation. You're going to vote somebody that's going to help you with that situation. And if that person say in the next 3 years, I'm bringing Medicare for all to everybody, you're going to go out there and support that person because you know it's a needed thing that we need to do. If that person, if you're young and you're about to graduate and everything, or you're already graduating, you're busting your behind in the military trying to get money to go to school, which is okay, but you'll go support that person and say, look, serve the military because it's something that you want to do, but don't do it because you're trying to get money to go to school. You want to go to school? You can go. Okay? Go to school 4 years, then join the military and go in as an officer. So Obama was not out of his time in 2008. Policies over platitudes. That was the beginning when people said, we don't care about what, you can say all this nice stuff you want, Obama, I like it, but you said you're going to work on a medical plan for us. You said you're going to do transparency. You said you was going to take out the pork in our government and put it back into the community. These are the things that you said. So yeah, you talk pretty, but you got a platform. To 2012, he stopped that. That's what you need to keep going if you plan on Democrats winning for the next 20 years. It's platform over platitudes. Policies over yapping your mouth. People don't want to know how much, people don't, what's the phrase? People could care less about what you say, how or what you got to say. People want to know what you got concerning my cares. Because any brother can spit game to a woman on the street. I can do that all day. But once she see me, she got to make a judgment whether she going to date me because I got a little weight on me. And second, I got to see if I can take care of her or I can really truly care for her. It's not about what I say. And after a while, it's not about all what you can do in the bedroom. I can knock her boots out I make her toes curl. I can make her wig fall off, all that. But if she plan on being with me long term, I got to know how to care for her. So the time of these politicians promising to do all these, I'm going to do this for you and I'm going to knock your boots off and I'm going to make your toes curl. But when we're done, you're going to smoke a cigarette, nah, bruh. Okay. First of all, you ain't getting no goodies until you can show me what you bring to the table and I'll show you what I bring. We got to build a relationship. And you can't just say you care. You got to show me you care. Just like I can't tell you I care. I got to show you I care. Until then, you ain't getting the goodies. And that's how you got to be about politics. You don't show me how much you care. I don't want to hear what you got to say, man. Be quiet. Show me you care. What are you willing to do for my family? What are you willing to do for my kids? I got 3 kids, and you talking about you want to be with me? What can you do that for me and my kids? Because I'm too old for booty calls. I need a relationship. Anyway, I'm done. I ran my mouth. So the bottom line is Obama is butthurt. He's upset. He was shocked, pretty much embarrassed. And I said that, man, when he was shaking his hand, I said, God, he got to feel so embarrassed. But he got to understand this you can never fault the people for your choice not getting elected. You can never fault the people for you not getting elected. You got to fault yourself, or you got to fault that person that you support. He just said in that article she would not craft a message. The bottom line is, it wasn't even about Obama. She wasn't listening to Obama, but Bernie Sanders sold himself out, decided to support her, go out there and campaign for her, sweat and all, knowing he exposed this woman for the crook that she is, but now he got to support this crook, which make him a crook. I'm sorry to tell you that. That's called aiding and abetting. That's called guilt by association, according to the authorities. So don't hate the messenger. It's just the way it is. The moment he started supporting her, he went out there, he tried to tell her what to do. He went as far as taking the reason he decided to take it to the according to them, the reason they decided to take it to the convention is because they wanted to strike a deal and changing that platform that she can win. That if she run on that platform, she can win. And they worked hard, and they bargained, and they negotiated and came up with the so-called most progressive platform ever in the Democratic Party. I can't say ever in the history of the party, because the Green Party wins by 2 hands up. All right, so the bottom line is Obama tried to give her a message. Bernie Sanders tried to give her the message to run on. She said, forget y'all. I got my own message. She lost. So Obama, you can't be getting mad. You can't be getting upset. You shouldn't endorse her in the first place. If you didn't throw your endorsement out to her, then you wouldn't have this issue of being embarrassed. And that's the reason why he's not up front throwing his endorsement out to Joe Biden, because he don't want the same thing to happen again, because believe me, it's going to happen again. That's why he's not going out there as a spokesperson for Joe. Joe trying to make it seem like he told Obama, I don't need it. No, Obama told Joe, said, I guarantee you, Obama said, look, leave me out of this, dog. I'm not going to get burned by y'all again, man. You got to do this on your own, Joe. And Joe need to do it on his own. He don't need to have high endorsement. Joe need to go out there where the people at and listen to the people and do for the people. And that's how he going to win. Problem is, he ain't gonna listen to the people, because Joe is a condescending, cocky, arrogant narcissist, just like Hillary Clinton. Probably not as bad. And he can't admit to having made mistakes. Some of his horrible policies, he still to this date say, I'm proud of my achievement. Dude, your achievements shouldn't be proud. You shouldn't be proud of that horrible record you got, Joe. How can you look at that horrible record and say, oh, I'm just so proud of myself. Oh, how can you do that, man? All right, so Obama, shake it off and move on, bro. You served your 2 terms. You did okay. You did some good thing. You did a lot of bad things. I have my good points about you. I have my bad points about you. The bad outweigh the good. Unfortunately, being a black man, I have to wrestle with my own culture and my own people, because they just look at President Obama from the TV and looking good and talking good and making America look good, not knowing what he's doing behind the scenes. That's that Wizard of Oz theory. Yeah, I'm strong up here in front of everybody. You pull that curtain and you see who I really am, boy, you ain't gonna, you realize I'm a fraud. I'll tell you, once you peel back all these politicians' curtains and look at their record and stop looking at the person before you, this great Oz, you'll find out they're a small, weak man. Yet, they have strong points, and they choose to focus on an image versus reality. And Joe Biden is trying to do the same thing with this. And most of the other politicians running for office, I say majority of them are. And that's not how you're going to defeat Trump. Trump, he ain't got no image. Trump is Trump. And that's why the right wing like Trump. Because as nasty as he is, unpresidential as he is, Oh God, I can go on and on and on. Some people like that. Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go. You know, I got a beard. I'm bald head. I got a little weight in my stomach, right? So I meet this girl, good looking girl, beautiful eyes, short, having a good time, yapping it up with her and things like that. But she got to say, if I date you, you're the smallest man I ever been with. I thought you call yourself Big Rob. I thought you were like big. So she looking for that 300-pound big dude with the beard. She's a little lady. Some people like that. What they got to do with this? Well, the bottom line is, some people like Trump type. Some people don't. Don't hate the person. I can't hate her for liking big dudes with beards. And if I want to be with her, that means I got to eat a lot of sandwiches, cold cuts, and cakes and stuff like that. So I ain't going to be with her. She can't take me for as I am, then forget about it. But hey, that's her preference. And that's their preference. You can't hate on them. All right. All you can do is get that man out of office when you go vote. All right. And I'm not for this vote blue, no matter who, because you might vote somebody in there worse than Trump. Just got a prettier face. I'm Rob Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace. Hey, thank you for watching that episode of the Rob Report. Before you go now, I need you to do two things for me. First thing, I want you to like the video if you liked it. Second thing, I want you to share it all across social media. And if you have not subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Stop and do it. As Jimmy Dore says sometimes, you think you're subscribed, or you go check and find out you're not subscribed. So make sure you check that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when I put a new content out. I'm not a fan of Super Chat, so if you plan on giving to the efforts of Bob TV, make sure you do that through Bob TV NYC at paypal.me. Anybody who want to have free access to my Patreon channel, I'm trying to save you money on your cable bill. I ran into a program that I think everybody need, everybody can afford, and everybody should have, and that link is down there below. 5,000 plus channel, best sports package, and the best premium TV, and even international channels, and you can access this all over the world. Go ahead and check that out, get your free trial, and if you decide to support, become members of those two services, we'll go ahead and give you full access to the Patreon channel, and there's no cost to it. So my name is Robert Brown with the Rob Report. Thank you for watching. I'll holler at you later. Peace.